Hey Libras, and thanks so much for checking out your December 2016 General Tarot forecasts. This is Sky, and I'm here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading. First, before I get started on the energies that are coming forward for you guys for this month, I wanted to say that there will be some changes happening on my channel as we go into the new year, as we go into January. It is my plan to do an Introduction to Tarot series, so if you guys would be interested in me doing that, talking about my experience with the tarot, and giving any knowledge or wisdom that I have on the individual cards, like this video or comment below if that interests you. Also, there will be some changes to my shop that will happen when January comes. I will be raising my rate for private readings due to the volume of clients seeking out readings with me, and because my schedule is going to become very, very crowded starting in January, so it's just something that I had to do. However, if you guys would like to purchase a reading in December, you will retain the rate at which you purchase your first reading. So only my change in rate and the increase in my price will only affect those who have never worked with me. So any of my clients from the past, like I even have clients from the past from before I was at the rate that I'm at now, who I still give their previous rate to. So that's just my business motto and how I choose to do my readings and how I choose to charge for my readings. So just keep that in mind if you guys would like to jump over to my shop and purchase a reading to retain the price that I charge at this point in time. The link is in the description box below. Okay, and without further ado, let's see what's coming forward for Libras for December. So you guys have the star reversed right in the center of your reading, and the star has been popping up for so many people. I know that Scorpio and Taurus both had the star come up in their readings. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, generally, in the upright position, the star talks about light in the darkness. It talks about prioritizing yourself, self-preservation, creating a sense of equilibrium in your systems and your bodily systems in a similar way to temperance, the whole aspect of water, and creating a fluid fluctuation of your bodily fluids or any kind of system, like I said, in your body. That's what the star is all about. It's also about hope, dreams, aspirations, shining to the people around you. The star can talk about fame and fortune. So for any of the Libras who are wanting to, step into pop culture or are taking acting classes or anything like that, it's going to be a great time for that. And when we see the star in reversed, it can mean that you might feel like you're kind of blocked on achieving those things, perhaps creating equilibrium within your body, having that healthy diet, or emerging into some kind of acting or singing career if that interests you. It can seem like there are blocks or obstacles in the way of you doing that. Maybe you want to practice singing or you want to practice dancing or something, but your home and the people that you live with isn't conducive to you being able to, really build up a solid foundation of skill and ability. That's what the star reverse says to me. Maybe you need to change your circumstances a little bit. Maybe you need to, just allow large changes to enter into your life. Sometimes the star reversed can talk to people who have the opportunity to make changes but choose to resume normalcy because that's most convenient. Maybe it's a bit more financially convenient for you to stay where you are. Maybe you don't feel that you have the energy to devote to completely changing something in your life. But you know what you have to do, Libras. Like, if you feel that you need to move forward with your life, don't allow yourself to be your own worst enemy. Don't be such a pessimist towards your goals and your aspirations, because that's what matters at the end of the day, is where you see yourself, what you want to do. There's only so much preventing that to resume normalcy that's healthy or good for you, Because I see a lot of the Libras really honing in on their craft. You've got the Eight of Pentacles there, which is all about slow, creative process. It's all about putting in merging your creative ability with your functional ability, creating things from scratch that are quality products. Whether you're a business owner and you do actually create products as inventory, or whether you want this to manifest in your relationships or with your health, you are honing your craft, okay? You are creating something that is golden. And perhaps the star in reverse is coming in to say, you're not in a circumstance right now where you can do that. Like, you need time to create and create and create. And maybe you also need a different location to give you that head start, because you're dying to do it. You've got the Three of Pentacles reversed in the top right corner, which to me is the beginning of something new, the beginning of a new creative project, the beginning of a new income generator, or something that provides material security. It may not be giving you what you want right now. Like, there may have been kind of a windfall. You may have suddenly gotten a surge of business or material security, but you know that you're only halfway there. You know that there's still a lot more to accomplish. There are a lot of changes that you want to make. So you've got, like, when I see the Three of Pentacles, I think of an apprenticeship or an internship, and it's like you're going to other people who might be more successful, and you're asking them, how did you become so successful? What steps do you think I should take to make what I'm doing as successful as what you're doing? And that's a good thing to do for you this time in Libra. But do remember that success is about innovation and structure. You've got to have that balance. And there we get in with Libra. Don't you dare say balance in a Libra video, because that's kind of y'all's key word, especially with that Two of Pentacles there too. You got to find the balance between innovation and structure to create these strong material forces in your life. Because if it's not innovative, people will find it boring. But if it's not structured enough, it can be the most innovative thing in the world, but it's not going to be solid enough to create any kind of long-term stability. So you've got to merge those two things together, Libra. And I feel like you know how to do that. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. You may have even done this before, but there's something about your current location or, emotional atmosphere or environment that isn't very conducive to you stepping past where you are now, to turning these genius ideas that you have into actual reality. And I'm kind of touching on some of the more outward things right now, because you've also got the Two of Pentacles, which is all about a crossroads. It's about weighing your options. And oh my God, here we are with Libra. And whenever I see the Two of Pentacles pop up in a Libra's reading, I'm always like, oh my God, because you can see that this person is like balancing two things, kind of like the scales, kind of like what Libra is. It's kind of another version of justice from the tarot, from the major arcana in the tarot. And whenever I see the Two of Pentacles for Libra, I'm like, poor things, because they're probably stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're trying to weigh their options, pros and cons, positive, negative, all of that Libra jargon. So you guys, it really, when you're trying to make this decision, and I know that there are decisions that need to be made, and that's why you're trying to weigh things so heavily right now, you've got to have that forward-thinking mentality. And I would encourage you to take the lessons from the past, but don't be so dependent on living the way that you did in the past. Because imagine yourself 3 years from now in the situation that you're currently living. Now, I want you to imagine yourself 3 years from now in the situation that you are in the opposite situation that you're considering changing to. And kind of take away the fears of the past when you think about your future after these things. And that's how you make your decision, If you see yourself like really benefiting from a change in location or a change in environment, if you see yourself producing something that could potentially give you more benevolence, whether it be materially, emotionally, or through your health, if you see yourself gaining more in a period of time, then that's what you have to do. That's what it comes down to. There's kind of an aspect of other people potentially relying on you doing something, of you kind of having to fall into the place of what other people are expecting from you, and that's really going to lead to you guys being out of balance. You guys have got to do what's right for you instead of what's right for other people right now. Because I have a feeling that other people are on your mind right now. You've got the Four of Cups and Death reversed. Some Libras could have gone through a breakup. Some Libras could have found their lives changing or transforming in a way that they did not expect, or a way that they didn't really want. The Four of Cups is kind of a heavy card sometimes. You know, some of its depictions aren't really that heavy, like a Ten of Swords or a Death or a Tower type depiction, like visually. But the Four of Swords, it can be a tough archetype sometimes as well. It denotes solitude. It denotes being alone with yourself. Usually, though, that's not what you wanted, because you're coming from the Three of Cups, where you were so kind of socially involved and enjoying other people, and then all of a sudden, it's like that's gone, and you only have yourself to look at. And some Libras aren't really enjoying this introspection right now. Some are, for sure. But I think that the universe is trying to say that you guys are coming to a place where you need to transform. I talked about changing your circumstances earlier with the star being reversed. Now is a time for self-analysis and looking within to see what you need. Like, maybe do some journal work about what you want out of life. Some Libras can kind of float through life, and sometimes they don't really have a big long-term goal or plan. Now's the time to change that. Now's the time to ask yourself what you want, and don't get upset with yourself if it's not so easily spelled out. But it's good to ask and get an idea of where your head is at as it relates to, you know, your long-term goals and aspirations, and not losing sight of those regardless of what happens. Because, you know, I didn't want to take too negative of a tone with this reading, because I know that Libras have been kind of struggling with certain things lately. But there could be an element of loss recently in your life. You know, y'all had the Tower last month, so that's always a very trying period of time. And now that you guys have Death in this reading and the Four of Cups, you guys could still kind of be in a grieving process or mourning what happened in the past. But that hasn't progressed yet to the Five of Cups energy, which is a more strong, kind of pessimistic version of that. So I kind of feel like you guys are holding on kind of by a strand, you know, like you guys have had so much going on and kind of endured a lot of pain. And there's like this small area of your life that makes it okay, and you're just barely holding on and not going off the deep end. And I feel like the universe is trying to communicate to you through this reading that it's very, very impressed with your fortitude, with your ability to hang on to your sanity, and your ability to continue forward despite the tragedies and traumas that you've experienced. However, it is okay to release sometimes some of those deep, inset feelings that you're experiencing. It doesn't necessarily have to be around other people, but you need to experience it to some extent in order to move forward. You know, the Death card has shown up, I think, after the Tower to remind you that there are still skins that need to be shed from that period of time, from the last 4 to 6 months. You know, I feel like there was a definite ending last month for a lot of Libras in October. And now, last month in November. And now moving into December, it's like some of those things that still remain, some of the physical objects, it's time to shed those. I'm not saying to get rid, like if some of the Libras out there went through a breakup or something, I'm not saying to necessarily get rid of anything that belonged to your ex, or, you know, I'm not necessarily saying that. Some of you may feel inclined to do that, in which case I think it's supported. But you've got to shed some amount of energetic attachment that you still have to this person, because that's keeping you alone. That's why you're finding yourself in the Four of Cups, is because you're still attached energetically to somebody. And whether that's someone that you loved in a romantic relationship, or a familial relationship, or a friendship, you know, Death has come to tell you that it won't flourish the way that it is. Maybe someday it can be looked at again, and you can kind of see if it can work again. But as of right now, it's time to shed that skin. It's time to let go. You still have something that you're holding on to. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to mourn. And with those tears, or with whatever it is that you release during this time, allow that to be a symbolic ritual of sense for you. as you release whatever it is, allow it to be released. Okay? And then you're going to see yourself being able to turn the star right side up. You're going to see your body at a physical level working a lot better for you. You're going to see the things that you're trying to accomplish become much easier because you're meeting the universe halfway, and it will meet you halfway as well. And you'll also see yourself move out of uncomfortable solitude. If you want solitude, that's great. You will be rewarded with that. However, if solitude is turned into loneliness, you will see yourself drawing others in who will not be the same type of person who caused that tower-like energy to be in your life. Not to admonish the blame from you, Libras. We're all responsible for the places that we end up, for the most part. But once you can let go of that energy, you won't keep drawing that type of energy into your life. Okay? And I feel like that's really the juxtaposition of this reading. I really hope that it resonated for you guys. It was kind of a quick reading, but if it did, I would love for you guys to comment below and talk about your own experience of these energies, or talk about how it's playing out for you if it's accurate. If you haven't subscribed, I really hope that you will, because I've got a lot of exciting new content coming in 2017 to my channel. And also, if you would like to jump over to my shop and purchase a private reading with me, I would recommend December to be the time that you do that, because you will retain the rate that I have before my rate rises again in the new year. So I really hope this was a good reading for you guys, and have a fabulous, fabulous December. Bye.